Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. This is my favorite best techman of all times. You heard it. Holy cow. They did almost everything right. The only thing they did less than right would be if you prefer one steel over another. But I'm going to show you in quick order why this is a fantastic knife. I'm just blown away. I had no idea some of the features of this knife until I opened the box. Now, I've already opened it. I put it in here for effect so I could talk for a second. You would actually hear me before looking at the knife. I mean, that's just, make sure down in the description, any of the knives or gear that you see in my channel, I always put it in the pinned comment or in the description of the video. Matter of fact, it's in both. I have discount codes. I think I have a 10% discount code to Best Techman. Actually, I'm almost positive. And I'll have a link down there where you can save money on that. And they probably have like free shipping. Matter of fact, it depends on how much you spend on the site before you get free shipping. But every Friday night, Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. We have a live stream where we give away knives just like this one. And sometimes multiple knives and flashlights and pry bars and all that stuff. That's just an added thing to the fun. So make sure that you have notifications set. That way, a half an hour before the live stream starts on Fridays, you won't miss it and you can come in and have a lot of fun. This is the Best Techman Angry Owl. Would you look at it? I mean, just look at it and all of its angry owlness. And there are, I believe, 12 different variants of this knife. And I'm going to tell you the things that just make me so happy about this knife. First of all, this is not carbon fiber. This is G10. Look how they did the texturing on that G10 to make it look like carbon fiber. Now, it is not smooth, but it's not rough. It just kind of has like a very, very high grit sandpaper. Like you can just feel a little bit of texture. And then you do have this raised area right here, kind of like a spine going down the middle. This does have a captive pivot and caged ceramic ball bearings. And something that is very cool about this knife is this is not a button lock knife. What? Yes, it's a top liner lock. I don't know if this is their first top liner lock or if I forgot, but yeah, I was blown away. I was like, wow. And then this up here, there's some jimping up here for a little bit of grippage when it's open, but you have two ways to open it. You can use the thumb hole or you can use the button lock. Now you can reverse flick it or you can use your thumb. Your thumb works very well with this hole, or you can just use the button to open it. But let's go ahead and get this blade out. You ready? Pow! Right in the kisser. Look at this. It's a full-size knife. I think it's right around the $50 here mark. And there's a lot of things I like about it. Now, the only thing is some folks are tired of D2 steel. Me, I don't mind D2 at all. I like D2 steel. And this one in particular is coated, so that's going to help protect the blade. But you can get them with the satin look or this look right here. It's going to be personal preference. Now this, if you see here, that is a liner lock. This is a button-actuated liner lock. It's not the typical plunge lock that you get with a button lock. So that is very, very exciting. Now for your sharpening, look at that. You have all the room that you ever need for sharpening. And let me give you a couple quick size comparisons before I get off track, because I'm blown away by this knife in so many ways. Now, from tip to tip, this bad boy is 7.71 inches, 195.9 millimeters. Your handle length is 4.46 inches, 113.3 millimeters. Your blade length is 3.25 inches, 82.6 millimeters. It is lightweight, and you know, one of the things, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but when it comes to Best Techman, for me personally, it depends on the knife. Some I can take them or leave them. It depends. They've put out some that I really like, and they've put out some that just are not for me. And I'm always wondering, and this one is just, it's so refreshing and such a great knife overall. I'm going to try not to dote on it about it anymore. I'll tell you about the ergos here in a second. This is the Civivi Elementum button lock, and this is the CJRB Pyrite Light. So for an everyday carry style knife, it is a good size. It is kind of just a hair over the medium size. So it's going to fit small, medium, and large hands, no problem. And then here is, let's see, how about this one? Here is the Vostede Raccoon. So you see, it's right there in that raccoon size category. And look at this. Did I even show you that it has a dual ground blade? So you have that extra tough tip up here. So you're not going to break off that tip if you accidentally give it a little bit of torque while you're maybe doing some scraping or something like that. Now my hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. Now, the ergonomics, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it and tell you the ergonomics are fantastic. They feel very good in my hand. It fits like a glove. This fills my hand. This hump up here works very nicely. It makes it fit so nicely. And then something else that is so impressive to me, one of my favorite things, look at this jimping. That is some of the finest micro jimping you'll ever get right there. Oh my goodness gracious. It is perfection. I mean, absolute perfection. It's aggressive without hurting your skin. You know what I mean? It's aggressive without being aggressive. Your thumb just stops. And you're like, why is my thumb stopped? I don't feel anything stopping it. That is some of the best jimping I've ever seen. And it's on a budget knife. Can I get in there? Yeah, look at that. That is such good jimping. You guys know how I feel about jimping. It's fantastic. If you're going like this, your finger, once it makes contact, does not move. Now, I'm going to forget some of the things. Now, left and right, up and down, it's solid. There's no play at all. So we got a budget knife here. There's no play. We have a dual ground blade. We have a thumb. Okay, let me just show you. Look at this. All three methods of opening, whether you reverse flick it, use your thumb, or use the button lock, the button actuated liner lock. All three methods of opening the knife are fantastic. Also, it's easy to grab right here and do a slow roll. So, gosh, what can I say? It has a nice full-size blade on it. It has a full-size handle that has very good ergonomics. The only thing, I'm always trying to think outside the box. If you have XL hands, and you're holding it back like this, XL hands, you might feel that pocket clip a little bit more. It's missing me right at the edge and it's not digging in. So therefore it's not a hot spot or a warm spot for me. So it's very comfortable. It's going to be great for doing push cuts, pull cuts. The hammer grip is very comfortable. Everything about this knife is fantastic. And I would say that it's going to matter whether or not you are a fan of D2 steel. There's some folks out there that are tired of D2 steel and they don't even know why, because they don't use it. Or maybe you live in an area that rust, you get sweaty or you get rust problems. I don't tend to have a problem with D2 steel myself, and I live in a humid part of Ohio. So maybe you live by the ocean or something like that, but you have the coated option, and D2 steel is a great steel. There are some folks that I've had, that have made comment about D2 steel and how it's not a good steel or it's a budget steel and I don't want it, but they don't know why, because they'll hear folks making comments. So what's your thoughts on D2? Do you have any thoughts or any personal experience as to why you wouldn't want it? I like it. It's a great steel. It sharpens up great, holds a great edge. It's good stuff. And of course, it makes knives more affordable. And, I could see BestTech, and maybe they have one already and I don't know about it. I could see BestTech coming out with a version of this in a premium, because this knife is just a home run. For a budget knife, this is a 10 out of 10. I really like it. Let me know what you think about the new BestTechman Angry Owl. Tell me, does it have your approval? And if you have any more questions about it, or you want some more size comparisons or anything like that, we can do that on the live stream, no problem. We'll have the knife out. We'll be talking about it. And, I hope to see you there. Now, in the meantime, go watch this video or that video. And I'll see you in the lives or the chats or the hive streams. And remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.